Good morning, this is Dwayne, and today I'd like to talk about the subject of piano keys. Piano keys. Now there's two meanings for piano keys. One meaning is these things on the keyboard, those are called piano keys, whether they're black or white. And so for beginners, we're going to go over that real quickly. But then there's another concept about piano keys. When you play a song, you're playing it in a particular key. You're playing in the key of F, or you're playing in the key of B flat, or you're playing in the key of D, or whatever. And we're going to talk about what it means to play in those keys. So let's start off real simply and just talk about the piano keys first of all, okay? If I start at the far left end of my keyboard, and you can't see that far down, I don't think, but that's an A. The first white note is A, then B, C, D, E, F, G. Then it starts over again with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 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 A, B, C, and the top note is a C, okay? So there are 7 octaves between the bottom note and the top key. So an octave is an 8, like octopus, 8. An octave is where it encompasses from one letter to the same letter, like A to A, or B to B, or C to C. Okay, that's an octave. So there's 7 of those going from the bottom of the keyboard to the top. In total, there's 88 keys, counting all the black and white keys. Now let's talk about the black keys, okay? If this is C, that note is C sharp because I'm going up a half step above C. But it's also called D flat. So every black key has 2 names. That's called enharmonic notes. Enharmonic notes. They can function as a C sharp or a D flat. It depends on the situation in the song. Okay. So if that's D, what's that? D sharp. If that's E, what's that? E flat. Here's F, so that's F sharp or G flat. I can use it either way, can't I? G sharp or A flat. A sharp or B flat. Okay? And I think that's as far as we'll go in terms of piano keys. There's such a thing as double flats and double sharps, but I don't think I'll take that up here. Just to satisfy your curiosity, if there's in music, if you run into a B double flat, it means to lower that B a whole step, not there, but there. So a B double flat is the same as A. It's enharmonic with A. But for reasons of key and music theory that I won't explain, it would be notated on the sheet music as a B double flat. Okay, enough of that. Now, the second subject of piano keys is that you can play in a given key. And since there's 12 different keys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 different keys because if I go there, I've already played a C down here, haven't I? So there's 12 different major keys I can play in. There's also 12 different minor keys I can play in, because every major key has a relative minor, a kissing cousin, that uses the same scale. Okay, so when I play a song in the key of C, let me play a song in the key C. I'm basing my playing on that scale of C. If I play a song like this, basing my playing on the key of D flat, which goes like that, okay? If I play a song in the key of D, I'm basing my playing on the key of D, which goes like that, and we'll talk about why it goes like that in a minute. If I'm playing a song like this, I'm playing in the key of E flat based on the scale of E flat, and so on. I could play in all 12 keys that way. Some are, a little more difficult to play in, and some are easier to play in, and you get used to playing in certain keys. And each key, incidentally, has its own sonority. It has its own feeling. Some people argue that all keys are equal, but if that's the case, why do you think Joy to the World, for example, or the Hallelujah Chorus is played in the key of D? Because it's a bright, bright key, okay? And Handel knew that, and so that's why he wrote in that key. There's a lot of songs that are very mellow that of D flat because it's a mellow key. So each key has its own flavor. It's mathematically almost exactly the same, but it has its own sonority. So if I'm going to play in the key of C, I've got to base my playing on the scale of C, which is not to say I can't use other notes, but it's based on this scale, which goes like that. Now, why does it go like that? Because there's a rule in music, in music theory, that after the first note, after you pick the first note, the key you're going to play in, you have to go up a whole step, and then a whole step, and then a half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Okay? And that's easy to see in the key of C. That's a whole step because I'm skipping that, right? That's a whole step because I'm skipping E flat. That's a half step because there's nothing in the crack here besides dust. No, there's no dust either. Okay, this is a whole step between F and G because it skips at F sharp or G flat. That's a whole step because it skips that. That's a whole step because it skips that, and that's a half step. So the formula for a major scale is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Okay. Now that's easy to see in the key of C because it's all white. But let's take another. Let's start on B this time. Where's a whole step above B? It's not here. That's a half step. Okay. So I have to go not to C but to C sharp. So the second note of the B scale is C sharp. Now I have to go up a whole step, so that's not there, is it? That's a half step. So I have to go up to D sharp, okay? Now, a half step above that is E, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So in the key of B, I'm basing my playing on that scale, which goes like this. It uses all the black keys, doesn't it? Just two white keys, white, black, black, white, black, 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 white. That's the key of B. So if I play in the key of B, excuse me, I'm basing my playing on the scale of B. Here's the scale of B flat. Whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Now notice I played B flat and E flat. So in the key of B flat, there's two flats, B flat and E flat. If you picked up a piece of sheet music in the key of B flat, you would see two flats in the key signature, B flat and E flat. If I play in the key of E flat, there's three flats, B flat, E flat, and A flat. And so if I saw that in the key signature, if I played a song in the key of E flat, in the key signature, it would have three flats, B flat, E flat, and A flat. The flats always occur in the same order. In other words, if you have one flat in a song, it's always B flat. If you have two flats, they're always B and E. B and E flat, B flat and E flat. If you have three flats, it's B flat, E flat, and A flat. If you have four flats, it's B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat. Five flats is B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and G flat. And six flats, well, we won't take it that far. We'll just go to five flats, okay? Because then we get into double flats. That's why I'm not going to take you that far, okay? And it's the same in sharps. If you have one sharp in the key signature, it's always F sharp. If you have two sharps, it's F sharp and C sharp. If you have three flats, it's F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. So the order of the sharps is F, C, G, D, B, A, F, I'm confused, F, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp, that's we got into a double sharp there, and B sharp, okay? So the order of the flats is B, E, A, D, G, C, F, and the order of the sharps is just backwards from that. Say the order of the flats backwards, and you'll be saying the order of the sharps forward, okay? So just a little introduction to piano keys. Now, so when you play in the key, in any key, look in the key signature to see what see if there's flats or sharps. If there's no sharps or no flats, it's either in the key of C or it's in the key of A minor, which brings us to the subject of relative minor keys. Every major key has a kissing cousin, a relative minor key that uses the same scale. And the way you find it is you go down a step and a half from the major key. So a step and a half, see that's a half step and that's a whole step. So a step and a half from C is A. Now A is related to C, A minor is related to the key of C because it uses the same scale. It just starts and ends on a different place. Instead of starting on C and ending on C, it starts on A and ends on A. Okay, so and it has a different feeling. Okay, if you played chords on that, you'd have a different feeling. So every major scale has a kissing cousin. Let's do one more just to make it clear. If I'm in the key of B flat, say, I'm basing my playing on the key of B flat, which has 2 flats. If I want to find the relative minor, I go down a step and a half from B flat, and that takes me to G. So now I play the B flat scale, but I play it from G to G. And I come up with a different feeling. Now, when you learn minor scales in theory or music class, you'll learn that there's 3 kinds of minor scales. There's a natural minor, which I just played. There's a harmonic minor, and there's a melodic minor. I'm going to leave it at that. Just take it by faith that if you want to get into that, you're going to encounter those scales. But for the purpose of what we're talking about today, I'm going to leave it right there. So remember, there's 12 different keys you can play in. 12 major keys you can play in based on the major scale. There's 12 minor keys you can play in based on the relative minor scale. Okay? So that's it for today. If you enjoy these piano tips, come on over to playpiano.com and sign up for our free tips because they're free and they're almost daily, and you'll learn you'll learn a lot over time. So thanks for being with me, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.